Right here where I won 12 hands in a row. And so when I give you some tips, they work pretty well. So here's the proof of it right here. 12 hands in a row. So try the tips out and see how you do. Today in our ongoing series, I have some tips for you, brought to you by Loose Cannon HOLDEM and the University of Poker. Alright, today I want to talk to you about a certain way of playing, which is, it's an exercise for you to try. The way that I normally play is tight, aggressive, but a good exercise for you to try is to play totally aggressive. And so what I mean by that is, you have King Jack, go all in before the flop. You know, you can go into low stakes games. So it isn't going to cost you a lot of money to try out this exercise to make you a better player. And you know, pocket aces, pocket kings, any pocket pair, I go all in. Ace 10, that's my cutoff hand, where I don't even normally raise with that. So at an ace 10, I won't even raise, even if I'm playing the aggressive game. But if I have a better hand than an ace 10, which is any pocket pair, King Jack, King Queen, pocket kings, pocket jacks, all in. So try it out. You know, just play in the low stakes games. So if you do get taken out, it won't cost you much. So no big deal. I'm talking about a sit and go tournament, single table sit and go for under $1, and this is an exercise for you to help your game out. So it's more challenging, but I'm talking about playing very aggressive. And when you're playing this aggressive type of game, as soon as you hit a straight, then you go all in. There's no trapping. You know, don't try to trap people till you get to the river and then go all in on them. As soon as you hit a straight, then you go all in. You know, normal hands that maybe I would fold. If somebody bets $60, I will go ahead and call it. And what you want to do with this exercise is a hand that you normally will fold if they go a little higher on you for the betting, then as part of your exercise you're going to call that. You're not going to fold it. So that's the philosophy on this exercise, is to go ahead and call a hand that's bet higher than you normally would have called it. Normally you would have folded, but now because it's your aggressive game, you're going to go ahead and call that. So that's one of the aspects of it. And you know, you get down to the river, let's say you don't even have a decent hand, everybody checks to you, then go ahead and bet about $120, $160. Go ahead and try to bluff. And if you get caught bluffing, then you know, sometimes it's a good thing to get caught bluffing, because it'll help you out a little later. They may think you're bluffing again when really you have an ace high flush. So at that time you can take their chips. So keep in mind, it's not always a bad thing if you do get caught bluffing, and actually sometimes you actually want to get caught bluffing just so that they really don't know what you're up to. You know, my advice to you is to not play online poker for free. If you're just starting out and you don't know how to play the game and you need to learn the game, then that's one thing. But as soon as you feel like you have a little bit of a grasp on the game, as soon as possible, you want to start playing for money. Just low stakes, sit and go tournament under $1, as soon as possible, because playing for free, basically I don't play for free ever, and basically it would ruin, you know, my game, or it would help to ruin it, and I think it ruins some people's games. Because when you play for money, even at a low stake, it's different than playing for free. You know, playing for free, it just is totally crazy. Everybody's going all in, and it's not even really, you know, it's not even a real game, really. So as soon as possible, you go ahead and, you know, play for real money. just low stakes. You can deposit $10 and you can play for a while in a small stakes sit and go tournament. So, that's my advice to you: is as soon as possible, play for money. It'll help your play out that way. Um, I was just playing online a little while ago. I had an ace two, offsuit. A guy bet $190. I was on the edge of calling that. That's my aggressive game. I was playing my aggressive game as, for the exercise of doing it, and I folded it. I wanted to play it. It was a $190 bet. Ace two offsuit. Not a very good hand. I did fold it. The flop was garbage. Nothing hit on the flop. It was a good thing that I did fold it. But when I'm talking about aggressive, that's the kind of hand you want to try to get in. Get in to try calling that kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about. Going a little bit higher than normal. Normally I wouldn't call that, but I really wanted to, and I was on the edge. I did fold it. Good thing I did. But that's what I'm talking about here. Being aggressive. That sometimes you want to call that. I just had an ace two. It was an $80 bet. Normally I wouldn't call that, but I did call it. A two hit on the flop, so I had my pair of twos. I had my ace. A guy bet 160, and I folded it because I may be aggressive, but I'm not totally crazy. And once it went up to 160, at 80 it was kind of high before the flop. Playing my aggressive game, called it, but at 160 I did end up folding that, and no other cards came out, so I don't know how I would have done. But basically this way, what you want to do is change up your game, and don't let these other players know how you play. If you normally play tight aggressive, but now all of a sudden you're playing aggressive, and they take some notes on you, and maybe they didn't see you play before this, and now they think you're all aggressive. Well, after you play this game and you go and play another one, they're not going to have a clue what's going on. They're going to think you're all aggressive, and they're going to have notes on you saying that you are, but now all of a sudden you go back to your normal game, or other ways of my other lessons, which, you can see them and see how I normally play, and it helps to not let people know what you're up to or how your game is. When you change it up, it's good for you all around, because you let them take the notes on you saying that you're really crazy, and basically they're not going to know that really you're not. Because I would say, most games, play your normal game and play tight aggressive, but definitely as an exercise, every fourth game or so, play really aggressive, and don't let these people know what your game's really all about. Just change it up on them. Like I said, they're taking the notes on you, so you're not going to let them figure out your game. When I'm playing, I get down to the last four players at the table, and then what I do is I take notes on those players. So that's a tip for you. That's my advice to you: is when you get down to four remaining players, then do a note and put last three, that they were the last three players along with you at the table. That way when I play them again, I'll see the note and I'll take a look at it, and I'll know, okay, well, this guy's a pretty good player. He made it to the final four along with me, and so it gives me a heads up on him to know, hey, he's a good player, so be a bit careful with that guy. So that's when I take my notes, and that's what I recommend that you do. When you get down to the final four, take a note on who's there with you, so that in future games you're going to know who the better players are. To do this exercise, you have to get good cards sometimes. You can't play aggressive and have garbage every time. I just played online, and basically I had garbage the whole time. I really didn't even get a hand when I finally did. It was too late. I was getting Jack 5 offsuit. I'm not going to raise with that. My next hand was 3-8 offsuit. What are you going to do with that? You have to get decent hands sometimes. So sometimes, the aggressive game, it just doesn't work if you get no good hands at all. If I never have an ace jack, you know, or pocket pair or anything, it makes it tough. But you want to try to do this exercise, and it will work out better for you if you do at least sometimes get cards. I don't need to get cards all the time, but sometimes I do. So I was playing, and I had 20 hands in a row that were all garbage. I just, you know, didn't get any decent cards. I finally got a king queen offsuit. I went all in right then, but I mean, like I said, the whole game I wasn't getting any cards. I did get taken out. The guy had ace king. I did almost hit a flush on him. I had 4 diamonds before the river hit, and I missed the diamond on the river, or I would have won that hand. But it was the exercise for me on how to play aggressive, and I'm giving you these tips on, you know, it is a more challenging game. It makes it pretty interesting. It's harder to play that way, but if you play aggressive and, you know, you can, you know, take on the challenge and, you know, try it out, make it harder on yourself. Of course it's easier to play tight aggressive and wait till you get the best hands, but this is a good exercise for you to make you a better player. So what you want to do is every once in a while at least, just say, this game I'm going to play aggressive, and you go ahead and do it and watch what happens, and overall it will help your game and it will make you a better player. So good luck at the tables, and check out my next video on some more tips for you, and I'll talk to you soon.